Good morning, or good evening, good afternoon, whatever time you happen to be watching this. Just have to get the stream chat monitoring set up, and we should be good to go. Good morning, War Thunderman. Come on. Yeah, first mastery we'll be completing today is the one for Liberec to Stara Paka. Stara Paka, here we are. We just need to complete one last scenario. Then we will be going on to the... where is it? Somewhere in here. There it is. The Mittenwaldbahn, which we have to complete 3 scenarios for just to get into Tier 2, which is insane, but yeah, especially considering how long the scenarios on Mittenwaldbahn are, but hey, just is what it is. Liberec... oh, also if you were wondering, no, the Thames Valley branches Masteries still hasn't been released yet. And there's also been an update on the Tadami line release date. Apparently they'll have news by the end of the month on the release, which basically means it'll be a TSW7 product, because yeah, they'll just put it in Dovetail Direct and say it's a TSW7 product to try and hype that up. That'll probably be like the first release of TSW7, a bit like, you know, Birmingham to Crewe was. Hopefully it won't have Birmingham Crewe's disastrous launch, but hey, yeah. I'm just glad I got the Crewe Preston one done, because holy, that was a lot of stuff that I had to do for that. Anyway, okay, finally, the thing I needed has installed. Where is it? Here it is. I need to... come on. Great. The thing I need, the list of masteries, is not working. It's just crashing. One moment. Alright, let's see. Clear cache. Let's see if that fixes it. Why are you crashing? Yeah, says it's... yeah, every time I open it, it just crashes. I'll try restarting the device. Well, I could just get started. I know what I need to do next. So I need Liberec Stara Paka. All the mods I'm using and the .ini file changes I'm using are in the description. Liberec Stara Paka. Why can't I find it? There it is. Scenarios. We did a bit of shunting part 1, which took me 2 hours. Now we're doing a bit of shunting part 2. I'm just glad we got the "Can you fix it" scenario done. I admit I did had to cheat for that one and watch a tutorial, but I did get it done, and I figured out what was going wrong with the unit. So let's see. Yeah, everything's working properly. We've also got some new background images, an HST castle set on the Riviera line, and a Long Island Railroad M7 on the... Alright, set BS2 to... okay. Zoom you out. Alright, BS2 to release position. There we go.
A 57 589 na 16. koleji v Liberci, máme po brzdě a jsme pohotoví k odjezdu do Turnova. Díky za spolupráci.
A výpravčí v Liberci tomu rozumí a přeje šťastnou cestu.
Right. Oh. Whoa, okay. Sorry about that. For some reason, the LS90 system... I tried to use in control and... There we go. There we go. That's the button I want. There we go. Yeah. For some reason, it resized the width. It took the game out of full screen. Alright. One restart of my device later. Let's see if it's working now. Objective complete. One long and two short. Done. I did. No, I have to stop. Alright, maybe it's because... Why is it this object? Maybe it's because I've got the engine brake on? Okay, so I'm doing something wrong here. Alright. Hello? You actually gonna... Okay, what's going on here? Why can't... Alright, I'll just hold the horn until it completes this objective. Sorry for sounding the horn so much, but I'm just trying to... There we go, I had to use the whistle. Okay. Put you in release. Notch 2. Engine brake off. Here we go. Come on, buddy. Okay. I must have broken something. I think I'm just going to restart the scenario. Alright, finally have that list of the Masteries that I need to do up. Oh. Hello, Leon Parsons. If the Tadami line doesn't come out, I will not get it. Well, the Tadami is... Yeah, sorry I didn't see your messages before, Leon. YouTube was stupid and didn't refresh the chat thing. So, unfortunately, yeah, it broke. So, yeah, I didn't see your stuff before. So, BS2 to release petition. So, that's the train break. Yeah, Tadami has just been taking so long. It's not even funny. Like, why? Thank you, YouTube, that's not funny. Yeah, YouTube is... Yeah. Tadami is just taking so long. I think everyone's just like... We're just fed up with the lack of it releasing, and I think most people have just moved on at this point, or gone to Running Train, which is the superior train sim, if I'm being honest. Like, not joking, Running Train is that good. It's like GTA 6. Well, GTA 6 seemed to be set in stone for November, so who knows, really. Anyway. Wait for 1 minute. Okay. Okay, so here's the point that tripped me up last time. Release the brakes. LPZ system on. Thank you. And then... Right, notch 2, beans. Hello? You gonna move? Notch 4. Turn on instrument lights. There we go. Pushing this thing very close to the red on the old ammeter gauge. So next stop, Germanice in 6 kilometers, and then I'll have to uncouple the banking locomotives. Oh, that ammeter is so close to the red. Oh, okay, that's going in the red. I'll have to keep it notch 4 for now. Sorry for the low frame rate, but yeah, the yards and areas around Liberec really take a toll on the frame rate if there's a lot of stock lying around. Yeah, so this is the last scenario we need to do on Liberec Stara Paka before the Masteries is complete, which is nice. Yeah, Electro Stars and Turbo Stars. Yeah. I wonder what... Speaking of Electro Stars, I wonder what Firefly Simulations is working on. Because they're, they made Medway Valley, they made a couple of patches for it, and now they've just gone quiet. So I wonder if they've got something devious planned for Train Sim World 7, because that is in development. I can't say where I heard that, but Train Sim World 7 is a thing, and it is in development. Well, it's Firefly Simulations. They're the developers of the Medway Valley. Train Sim World 7 is in development. I can confirm that. I can't say where I heard that from, but yeah. Well, yeah. With the release of Neuenberg Ingolstadt around the corner. Yeah. I can't believe how often I'm having to press this dang vigilance. My word. Anyway. I don't think we'll be doing anything near 80 kilometers an hour. Barely. Yeah, we're losing speed. We're losing speed with 2 banking locomotives at notch 6 of power. There's no announcement Train Sim World 7. It hasn't been announced yet, but I can confirm through my own sources that Train Sim World 7 is a development and is a thing. I cannot tell you where I heard that from, but I can confirm that it is in development, and it is a thing, unfortunately. As much as I don't want that to be, a thing, it is a thing, and it will come. Yeah. I can, and yeah, no matter who you cannot ask me where I heard that from. That's, yeah. Oh no, we're losing speed. These banking locomotives are doing a, yeah, there's a lot of speculation about Train Sim World 7, but no one, yeah, I can say with authority that it is coming, but yeah. Anyway, Neuenberg Ingolstadt. Come on. Right. Over torque it. Come on. Push it in the red. Yep. We overdid it. Come on. Why are these banking locomotives doing a fat lot of squat? Yes, correct, Angus. You can ask, but I won't be able to answer. These banking locomotives are doing squat to get me up this hill. Okay, now I'm rolling backward. Alright. Yeah, with Neuenberg-Ingolstadt by trains in Germany just around the corner. Do want to discuss that. That route is... Okay, long press. 2 short presses. Are you going to start doing your thing? It's amping up. Yeah, these locomotives are doing squat to help me get up this hill. Am I doing something wrong here, or is this scenario just completely bronken? Okay. One restart later. What could possibly go wrong? Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Neuenberg-Ingolstadt. It's too short, for one thing. It terminates at Ingolstadt when it should have gone all the way to Munich. Like, and it recycles the Ice 3 yet again. Like, I know it has some expert features now, but expert features, new sound set, blah, 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 blah. But it's still the Ice 3, which you've had a million times already. When we should have gotten a new Ice, like the 3 Neo or the 4. Or the 4. Then... Release position. Yeah. Yeah, and then... Yeah. Other than that, the route seems decent, but it's too short and doesn't have any new ices. So, if I do pick it up, it will be on like an 80% off sale. Alright. Wait for 1 minute. Okay. I think it does save, like, the state of your train from when you ended the scenario, which is a pretty cool touch. Because this is a 2-parter. Yeah. Yeah. Like, the Ice 3 isn't really in service anymore. It's just that old. Like, there's not too many of them around. And then, yeah, if we got, like... Even the Ice L with the new Talgo coaches would be interesting, even though they're not too good in real life. There we go. Notch 3. Beans. You gonna move? Or are you gonna move? Am I just being stupid? Why aren't these banking locomotives doing anything? Yes! Power! Ha 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 ha! Yes! They do look a bit like ducks, I'll be honest. The only place where the Siemens Velaro family are really still in service in large numbers is China, of all places. There's a lot of Siemens Velaros in service in what is it? Germany? No, China. Yeah, for some reason the rear locomotives were failing to acknowledge my sound signals. So yeah, I just had to sound it multiple times in order to get them to go. Right, notch 3. Yeah, okay. At least we only have to go 6 kilometers with these banking locomotives, just as far as Germanice. And then, yeah, then we can uncouple the banking locomotives and punch it. Right, notch 4, please. Yeah, we've got 3 locomotives. Oh my goodness, the frame rate is... Whew! It does sound a bit like a 72 stock. Even though it's... TSW scenario is buggy, color me shocked. Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, well, that's the thing. This route is really, really good. Genuinely, this route is like top tier, very bugless. Yeah, so the fact that this does have bugs actually is surprising. All right, notch 6. Just watch that ammeter gauge. Oh yeah. This is the last scenario we have to do before we get the mastery for this route, and I must say it has been a long, hard slog. Come on, notch 7. Watch that ammeter gauge. Don't overpower it. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Will anyone in the chat? Will any of you in the chat be getting the Neuenberg-Ingolstadt route? And if so, will you get it on a sale or get it on release day? Because, yeah, I've seen pretty mixed reactions from the TSW player base as a whole. That's full throttle. Like, some people are excited for a new TSG route and some high-speed running, but others are like, oh, why can't we have, why aren't there new ices? Like, that's the main, I think that's the main complaint people have. Why does the Ice 3 have to get recycled yet again? Where are the Ice 3 Neos or 4s? You're not getting it? Fair enough, Leon. Like, yeah, I'm not too surprised. Come on, buddy. Let's do like a proper fly past shot, why don't we? My word, the frame rate? Yeah. Yeah, the frame rate on this route with a lot of rolling stock really plummets, but it's a stable, even if the frame rate is low, it's stable. There's barely any stutters. Come on, buddy. Turn the sander on. Why did the red and yellow locomotives not have any branding on them? I might get it on a sale, but honestly, I'm still grinding through the routes I have. Yeah, fair enough. I'm still trying to... I have a ton of German routes I never really touch, like Mittenwaldbahn, Hauptstrecke Rhein-Ruhr, Hamburg, Lübeck. Like, yeah. Those routes are already pretty fun. And plus I want to get some... I might pick up Neuenberg-Ingolstadt. If it has like a built-in layer mate, yeah. But who's with me in the chat for thinking that, yeah, the deluxe edition locomotive, German locomotive for Train Sim World 7 is going to be an Ice 3 Neo or an Ice 4? It would make sense. Like, a lot of people are thinking the core German route this year is going to be Neuenberg to Würzburg, because Neuenberg's already in the game now thanks to Train Sim Germany, and Würzburg is already in the game thanks to the ancient Kassel-Würzburg route. Driving a TGV duplex? No, the TGV duplex is honestly pretty decent. Like, the LGV Mediterranee is widely considered to be one of, if not the worst routes in the game's history. But I still like driving the TGV from time to time because it's something quite different to almost everything else we have in this game. Genuinely. And it's a decent piece of kit. It's not bad. A German steam locomotive? I doubt it, because Dovetail officially stopped doing official Steam development ages ago after the release of Train Sim World 4. Wait a minute. Photo mode. What? What is that? What? Wait. Guys? Is that like a radio tower or something? I've never seen that before. That's really cool. Cheers, Vector. I've never seen that before. I'm still discovering new things about this route. Yeah. Honestly, I'll pick up Train Sim World 7. Starter pack. Free starter pack. Move my stuff and mods and INI file fixes, etc. over. And then I just won't. I'll maybe get like the core UK route if it turns out to be decent. If it's like the air. People have discovered a Northern Class 333 potentially in the files by delving deep in the Unreal Engine, and like if there's an Airedale and Wharfdale lines route under development, as a lot of people seem to think, if that's the core route, then I'd probably get that on a sale. My buddy Josh is personally hoping for an Edinburgh to Newcastle route, so we can finally have some more East Coast mainline, and there has been some rumors about a Class 800 floating around. There was a Class 800 being talked about in the roadmap for when all the fixes were done to the old Scottish content mostly by Rivet Games. There was a Class 800 being talked about in the patch notes, and then they removed the 800 from the patch notes, so maybe LNER 800 in the works? Maybe? And then they could layer in the 801 from Peterborough to Doncaster. They need a Trans-Pennine 802, cross-country 220, so the Scottish content like the Class 380 and 385. There's a lot of the stock is already there and ready to go. All they need to do is make the route. They should make new German bullet trains, not old ones. I would agree. Though, one thing that nobody can agree on is what the core American route is going to be. I personally am holding out for a Florida Brightline route, Fort Lauderdale to Miami, with those Siemens Charger 125-mile-an-hour trains. Like, come on. Just give us Brightline. It'd be Florida. It's something new, it's something interesting, and Brightline is unique among American lines because it's a new high-speed rail line. And it's really, really cool. They just have to make a fault for stupid Floridian drivers running through the level crossings before the train arrives, because that's one thing Brightline is famous for. A bunch of Floridian drivers running past the level crossing barriers. Yeah, like Brightline, Fort Lauderdale to Miami, Siemens Charger, and then you could add some freight locomotives if you got, like, what is it? I can't remember the name of the freight operator that runs on the same lines. But yeah, you could, if you managed to get a license from them, that'd be pretty cool too. I'd Brightline in a second, and that'd be awesome. Yeah, personally, I'm not too much a fan of the American route, but I enjoyed the Morristown a lot more than I expected, and it's a genuinely decent route. Like, Dovetail actually cooked on Morristown, and they recently fixed the bug with the announcements not playing, so that's good. Yeah, don't like American trains; they're too hard to drive. Yeah, I do honestly agree with that, Leon. The American routes are tough to drive thanks to their somewhat weird safety systems like the ATC and ACS and access systems. But once you get the hang of it, it's not that bad. Genuinely. Come on, let's just get to Germanice, because I think having those two locomotives on the back is murdering the frame rate. Because, yeah. So, yeah, like, my ideal Train Sim World package would be, for the American routes, Brightline, with the Siemens Charger, Fort Lauderdale to Miami, with the Siemens Charger high-speed train, and whatever the freight operator is down there that I can't remember the name of. It's like Florida East Coast or something. So yeah, you could have the option to do freight or passenger services. I don't really care about Amtrak services because they just don't run too... A, they don't run too often. B, we don't have a P42 DC yet. Though the modder Spacey Cat is working on a P42 DC, so... Oh, wait! Actually, no. I'd change that. Brightline, Fort Lauderdale to Miami, with the Brightline... with the Amtrak Siemens Charger and Superliner coaches, and the Florida East Coast, whatever they are, locomotives, and some freight cars, whatever the ones that are appropriate for down there. And then for the deluxe edition, have the Siemens Charger high-speed units that Brightline uses. I don't really like bundling extra locomotives with the deluxe edition, but that would honestly make a lot of sense. Then for the UK, Edinburgh to Newcastle with the LNER Class 800, layer in the 801, 380, 385, etc. And then have... Oh, what would be the deluxe edition? I'm not entirely sure what the deluxe edition... maybe have like a Transpennine 802 as the deluxe loco? I don't know. Anyway. Then for Germany, Neuenburg to Würzburg with all the usual German stuff and appropriate layering, and then also have the and then have an ICE 3 Neo or an ICE 4 as the deluxe edition locomotive. Morning, Josh. How are you, mate? Yeah, we're currently on approach to Germanice in the České dráhy Class 750 with a lovely frame rate thanks to the two banking locomotives on the back. Looks Japanese? Not really. This thing is unique. I've never seen anything like this in Japan. Alright, come on, buddy. Oh, hello. Put you down to notch 6 for now. On the train headed home, so I'm on the mobile. Ooh, nice. What train is it? I assume it's one of those 2-car DMU things. 3-car DMUs, which I can't remember the name of. Doing swell, bud. Hoping you do well too. This train looks like Bender, the robot from Futurama. Yeah, it does. It does quite a bit. It really does. Now that I'm thinking about it, but hey. All right, 1.4 kilometers to go, and then we can drop off the banking locomotives. Velocity rate will set 3-car DMU. Ah, so the orange. Josh has got some shorts of them up on his channel, pulling into and out of Pakenham specifically. Yeah, it looks like a decent unit. I just wish we could get a proper Aussie route. Like, Train Simulator Driver said there was one in development, but it got cancelled due to licensing issues. Like, come on! We were so close to getting a proper... we've got double yellow, so I think that means it's red next? So... Yeah, I'll have to be careful on the braking, because, yeah, this thing is big. Yeah, I just wish I could do the Thames Valley Branches Mastery, but I can't because it doesn't appear in the menu yet. I think you can get it, we just don't know what the objectives are for getting it. I think TSW7 might be the closest we get to an Aussie route. How do you mean, Josh? Apparently some developers are talking about licenses. What? Okay. That's the first I've heard of it. Right, 30%. Right, let's start slowing down relatively quickly. Yeah. That's very good news, Josh. Like, if we could get an Aussie... Yeah, if we could get an Aussie route, that'd be great. I'd love to see the the developers of... No, don't stop. Oh, come on! That's probably the worst stop I've ever done. Why are we... There we go. Yes, okay. Yeah, I need to move up to the signal, mate. You're just gonna have to wait. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's always... Me too, and I've been told apparently it's being discussed. Might be nothing, but DTG do have licenses that work for New South Wales, Adelaide, and Queensland. Oh, man. That'd be awesome, man. Like, if we could get a proper Australian route, that'd be a day one purchase simply because... Yeah. Oh, hello. We have an 843. Very nice. Oh no, has he gotten the signal to clear through? Oh no! Stop! Stop! Oh no. Ladies and gentlemen, we might be about to have a collision. That would be amazing. If that's actually good, give me Hunter Valley Freight. Oh, that'd be fun. I would personally love to see some of the Melbourne Metro added. But that's probably never going to happen. I would love to see... I just wish NZTS, who developed the New Zealand stuff for TS Classic, I would love to see them try their hand at a TSW route, but they've already said they don't want to do that, so... Hey, guess we'll just have the Midland in TS Classic to enjoy. That's a fun route. The DJ class locomotive is a hecka fun locomotive to drive. Like, genuinely, it is a lovely piece of technology, the DJ. Yeah, but hey, it's not the end of the world. If we don't get any New Zealand stuff, but I would love to see it. Australian stuff, though. I'm a Melburnian. I'd love to see anything from a Metro or V-Line network, even money it's New South Wales Freight or an XPT. An XPT would be a reasonable thing to do, because we already have the VP185 and MTU HSTs in Train Sim World already, and I'm sure it would be a relatively simple matter to license appropriate sounds if necessary from Arm Station Land Rover. Sorry, I mean Armstrong Powerhouse. But the XPT is just a superior HST. I would have to agree. Like, the XPT, like, red and white is just a classy livery. It just looks amazing. And yeah, an XPT would be a reasonable train to make. Newcastle to Maitland might work. Heavy car, Hunter rail cars, XPT and Explorers. Oh yeah, that'd be a load of fun. Like, come on, bring it on, Train Sim World. Though, a new country appeared in the filter list for routes in Train Sim World, China. Could we be getting a Chinese route in the future? That would be pretty cool. Like a 400km/h high-speed route in China. That'd be a lot of fun. Alright. Right, full brakes. Alright, now set you... Actually, no, leave you on full, basically. Uncouple... Let's just make sure... Yeah. Angus, you're speaking my language, mate. That candy livery is absolutely gorgeous. It is. It is really, 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 really gorgeous. Right. China makes sense business-wise, huge market, yeah. Hopefully they'll be able to officially license stuff, like China Railways, like, come on. That'd be awesome. Go via radio channel change 61, Notch 3. Right, finally leaving those banking locomotives behind, so hopefully the frame rate won't be as murderous. Adelaide would be nice, it's a pretty beautiful city. One of my relatives lived in Adelaide for many decades. But yeah, I haven't been anywhere in the southern hemisphere myself, unfortunately. Okay. Why aren't we moving? Why aren't we moving, game? Oh. Come on, buddy. Let's go. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Biggest and best estate. I used to live in Elizabeth before moving to WA, Western Australia. Adelaide is nice enough, although not as nice as Perth. Perth seems to be one of the only outposts of civilization in Western Australia. Genuinely. Just seems to be a giant, you know... Australia just seems to be a really empty country. Apart from a few cities like Brisbane, Melbourne, Perth. Yeah. Here's the motorway from Dresden to Prague, which I've actually driven on in which you can drive on in Euro Truck Simulator, though it's one to. What do you mean, Leon? All right, come on, buddy. So we've got set channel 261. Okay. Next stop, Turnov. Turnov. So we do have a bit of a journey ahead of us. There's no automatic driving. Yeah, now that we've left the banking locomotives behind, the frame rate's actually gotten decent. Do. Nope, that's the door. Window. Get you. I'm sorry if that was me, Leon. I didn't mean to mock Adelaide. Oh. No, it's. If you didn't mean to, then that's totally fine, Josh. Oh, I'm not sure what you mean, Leon, by that, Leon, but okay. Right, up to 75 kph. Yeah, the frame rate is actually playable now, unlike before. Alright, we will have to be careful since we're on a downhill section. Yeah. You might not have seen it, Leon, it is on purpose. Oh, okay, yeah. So I didn't mean to, Leon, it's just because, yeah, I just can't. If there's a lot of things being put in the chat, I can't read them all out, okay? Alright, let's turn, okay. Right, shut it down. Oh. Okay. Okay, Leon. Okay, is the engine brake enough to control speed? Yes. If I give it full application, I can control the speed. Excellent. So yeah, you arrived, Josh, just after I started, just after I finished going through my ideal Train Sim World 7 package. Please make sure you selected all messages and not top messages, as that sometimes makes messages disappear. Yep, I've already done. I know this wasn't specifically directed at me. Yeah. But yeah, I've already selected that. Also, I do want to, yeah. Basically, Josh, I was going through what my ideal Train Sim World 7 package would be. Edinburgh, for UK, Edinburgh to Newcastle with an LNER 800, layering for the LNER 801. And then Class 91 with Mach 4s and a DVT for Deluxe Edition. Then for America, Brightline with a Amtrak Siemens. Actually, no. America with the Florida Brightline, Fort Lauderdale to Miami, down in Florida. have the Siemens Charger locomotive the Siemens Charger high-speed locomotive and cars as used by Brightline. Then also have the East Coast, whatever it is, which I can't remember the name for at the moment. For freight running, and then for the deluxe edition, Amtrak, Siemens Charger, and Superliner coaches, and then for Germany, Neuenburg to Würzburg with the usual selection of German stuff, and then an ICE 3 Neo or ICE 4 for the deluxe edition. That's like my ideal Train Sim World 6 package. If you're, like, come on. Edinburgh to Newcastle, please. Like, it's staring them right in the face. They'd be stupid to not do it. And yeah, like, if that core package was done, I would probably pick up the deluxe edition just to review the Brightline. Like, genuinely. I'd pick up deluxe edition just to review Edinburgh, Newcastle, and the Brightline. And then maybe I'd do a review for Neuenburg, Würzburg, and the ICE 3 Neo or ICE 4. But yeah, like, that would be a really good review. Like, I'd probably have a lot of fun driving that Brightline stock. Oh boy, 60 kilometers an hour, so brakes online. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, Josh tipped 10 Australian dollars through Super Chat. Thank you very much. Woohoo! Yeah. Thanks for testing that alert as well, Josh. Very much appreciated, sir. Thank you very much. Alright. You didn't see it, but I just did a salute. If Train Sim World 7 had an Adelaide Metro train, 9 in trains would be fun to drive. Yeah, I would say so. That would be a lot of fun. Thank you very much, Josh, for the 10 Australian smackaroos. I wasn't expecting the red alert. That's just a little something I've set up via Streamlabs just for the funny. Oh boy, wow, okay, we're going a lot faster than I thought. Brake. Alright. Yeah, I've just got that set up for, yeah, when a new subscriber comes in, it's the Thomas whistle. When someone tips in the super chats, it's the red alert sound, so I actually see it. Thank you very much, Josh, for that. Like, genuinely, I'm very happy that you think of me like that. If your channel had monetization, I would totally be a member right now. But yeah, I think it's going to be a bit before that happens. Keep livery. Yeah. I use the realistic liveries myself. What I usually try to do is if the default liveries don't have branding, I usually try to download branding patches from from Train Sim Community if there is one. Alright, let's start getting the brakes on. Nice. Nah, don't stress, bud. Love to support an amazing budding creator. Thank you very much, Josh. Genuinely. For that. Like, you didn't have to, and you're already a member and you're already a moderator. You didn't have to do all that. And so thank you very, very much for that. Yeah. So it's about, I think if I remember the exchange rate, it's something like $1 Australian equals 100 Japanese yen-ish. 1,100 Japanese yen. So, yeah. Love the idea of the 91 and DVT, though, if I'm being honest, that's an ideal world. Oh, look at this! I just wanted to pause the game, because, look at this, like, the sun is, like, perfectly positioned. Okay, that's worthy of a screenshot, that is. That is gorgeous. Yeah, like, that, oh, that is gorgeous! Look at that! It's like the sun is streaming perfectly down through this little cavern here. That is worthy of a wallpaper, that is. And also, I will make sure to take it for Dovetail Live. Oh my goodness. This route is just, absolutely chef's kiss. Like, this blows most other TSW routes out of the water. So, like, in my top routes, it's Thames Valley Branches, Great Western Express, Remaster, Crewe to Preston, Preston Carlisle, Blackpool branches, this. Only thing missing is the BR612. The BR612, no joke, is a pain in the rear end to drive. I don't like driving it. No offense, Josh, but yeah, I absolutely hate it. It does look beautiful, Leon. I absolutely hate driving the 612. It is a pain in the buttocks to drive. And yeah, I've only ever driven it once, and that was from Dresden-Neustadt to... to... what was it? Dresden-Hauptbahnhof on the Leipzig-Dresden route. Come on, Math, it's early? Well, this is the only time... 9 AM is a bit dicey. So, like, I try to get started as early as possible despite the 9 AM time, so... Oh, I get it. I feel the same driving the BR642. The 642 is actually pretty easy to drive, in my opinion, because all it is a 0 to 100% throttle and a 0 to 100% brake. The 612 has a really weird spring-loaded throttle system and a stepped brake, which just drives me nuts, and I don't like it one bit. Those brakes are just so hard to wrap my head around. Fair enough. Alright, let's slow down a bit. Let's just stay at around 70 kph since we're coming up on a 70 limit. This route is just so gorgeous. And if you want something simpler to drive and have the Mittenwaldbahn, you can actually drive the BR642 that comes with that route on this line from Turnov to Zalesny Brod, representing Turnov to Prague services. You can see it. Yeah, it does, Leon. Yeah, I'm having to use all of the locomotive brake and some bits of train brake. Yeah. Bear in mind, this is not how it would look on console because I've tweaked the settings a bit, and I'm also running .ini changes to try and, you know, to try and make it, you know, run a bit better. But yeah, this is not how it would look on console, and it would probably perform significantly differently on console than on my PC. So take what you're seeing with a grain of salt if you're on the console. Yeah. That will look like... This is what it will look like on Tadami. Tadami is currently undergoing emergency changes to try and to fix the performance, which allegedly was pretty bad, like genuinely, like unplayably bad on Tadami. Your PlayStation 5 runs fine. Even on PlayStation 5, Tadami was kicking the crap out of all the consoles, apparently. It was running fine on PC, but then it was absolutely kicking the crap out of all the consoles, I've heard. Okay, Math, 612 versus 642 is a runner-up to the 648. 628, blah, 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 blah. Ooh. You're on, buddy. 642. The 642 is a decent unit, like, genuinely. And you can, if you want to run it on other routes, you can give it, like, there's a lot of places which run the Siemens to 0 units, especially in Eastern Europe. Like, Bulgaria has them, Romania has them, Hungary has them. So if you want to run, like, specific operators, then, yeah. Alright, let's take the engine brake off for now. Which, yeah, if you put the engine brake to full, it actually switches off the vigilance system. So now look, it's going again. Radio channel change 61 in 5.4 kilometers. PlayStation 5 doesn't have many games, it got more space with no photos. Yeah, but even so, even on the dev kits, the Tadami line was running like ass on all of the 9th gen consoles. And I'm not including Gen 8 in that because, well, Gen 8 doesn't have DLCs made for it anymore. The writing was on the wall with that one, really, but hey. Running terribly, War Thunderman. I was just putting it in a bit more colourful of a fashion. But, yeah. Yeah. Also, thank you to Josh for finally testing out my stream alert system. I've had that in place for like 10 streams now. Leon, the Tadami was only getting about 40 FPS max and as low as 8 FPS on the PS5. Ooh, 8 FPS is unplayably bad. I've had that on a couple of occasions when I've been doing really long runs, and holy, that's like that's borderline unplayable. So, yeah, I think there's some emergency performance enhancements being done to it. Dovetail Games says they will have news by the end of the month. What's going to happen to Tadami, but I suspect they'll just put it in the Dovetail Direct and release that as the first DLC in TSW7, which is terrible, but fortunately, 8 FPS is still higher than mine. Fair enough. Alright. Look at that scenery! This route is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Captain, there seems to be a super chat off the starboard now. Shields to maximum, #1. Wait, what? That test alarm sounds like McDonald's fast food. Not really, it's actually from Star Trek, Leon. But hey. Because I am oh, off the starboard bow. Yeah, I actually had to, I actually had to verify my physical place of residency with YouTube monetization. So, yeah, hopefully I'll be able to cash it out, because I can't at the moment until it gets to a certain amount of money. There's the motorway again to Prague. Really cool how we could drive that in Euro Truck Sim too. Just because it's 1:20 scale, just doesn't show the railway. 15%, there we go. Make the alarm AWS sound? No, I don't want to do that because I'll... Sedlejovice? Oh! And ladies and gentlemen, he's tipped it again! Josh has tipped 5 Australian smackaroos. I just wanted to hear the klaxon again. Nice! Welcome, thank you very much, Josh, for that. You've tipped a total of 15 Australian smackaroos today. Thank you very much for that. Ah, dear. Thank you very much, Josh. You are single-handedly keeping this channel's finances up and running. I don't give out money to people because you worried about you broke. That's fair enough, Leon. And I'm not a channel member anywhere, I don't think. If it was the AWS spam, you would be spamming the Q key. I would be War Thunderman. Yeah, I totally get it, Leon. It's not, yeah, like, yeah. I don't expect everyone to be a member. Though, Josh, I do have a new members-only video in the works. Now that the Thames Valley branch's review is done and finished. So... I'm sure you'll very much appreciate that when that comes out. Oh, here's the cool viaduct. Cool viaduct. Very nice. Have to pay food, water bills, power bills, and tech bills. That's totally fair enough, Leon, and I totally understand. If you're not able to be a member, then fair play to you. Then if you still watch and still appreciate this channel's videos, then thank you. Tunnel. And we get to have a look at the great instrument lighting on this. Look at that! This unit has the best instrument lighting in the game. Like, I'd still be a member even if you didn't do videos, math. Support your mates is the way to be. Thank you. Yeah, I'm almost sadly the members don't take cash. Well, that's just the way it is, unfortunately. Poor Thunderman. Can't do anything about that. They don't take cash, and so that's just the way it is, unfortunately. Yeah. Oh, that'd be great. That'd be great, Leon. Oh, set channel to 61. 6-1. That. There we go. Oh. I need Struha. And uh-oh. Why isn't that objective completing? Oh no. Is it like, can you fix it, where you have to set it beforehand? Oh no. No. LVZ off for now. I have to get this fixed. Oh boy. Right, slow down, buddy. Oh no, 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 no. No, is this scenario bugged like the can you fix it one was? Okay, let's... Alright. I think I can try a couple more things. Going to my holiday for 2028 to Scotland to Britain. Nice. Alright. Struha, let's set it to 71. Set that, and then 61. Set that. It's not working! No! The scenario is bugged like the can you fix it one was. Can I? Okay, can I restart from checkpoint? Who's Liam? Now I just need to get Liam to the YouTube monetization goal. Too by Android doesn't like doing mobile payments on Twitch. That's fair enough. And yeah, Liam does simulation. This scenario is broken. And we just spent... How long have we spent? 1 hour doing precisely nothing. Damn it! That is so crappy. Oh, you have to like the can you fix it scenario, you have to preset the channel to 61 before it pops up. Otherwise it just breaks. Urgh! That is really, 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 really crappy. This is the shortest scenario. Yeah, I think I just have to do it again. No. Damn it. Turn off the trade and turn it back on. That won't help War Thunder Man. It's completely broken. The scenario is broken, fundamentally broken in that respect, and that just wouldn't help, I'm afraid. That is so crappy. What? Wait a minute. You gifted 10 jewels. What does that mean? Oh. I have no idea what jewels are, but thank you anyway, Josh. Much appreciated. Right. Brakes to release position again. Make sure that's on full. Wasting your time? Yeah. But I don't have a choice if I want to get this done. I have to get this.
57589 na 16. koleji v Liberci, máme po brzdě a jsme pohotoví k odjezdu do Turnova. Díky za spolupráci.
A výpravčí v Liberci tomu rozumí a přeje šťastnou
Yeah,
cestu.
these scenarios are just fundamentally broken in that respect, unfortunately. Okay, right. Alright. Ooh, we've got the blue one on the back. I didn't know YouTube said I could do it. No idea, but if it helps, why not? Well, thank you. Alright. Notch 3. There we go. Banking locomotive powers online. I love these games, but damn, these bugs are enough to drive a person to drink. Yeah. I can't drink, though. Unfortunately. Medical reasons. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Josh! You're just... Stop it! You just said 3... You just said 3 joules back to back. Crumbs. My word, Josh. You just said so... You just said... Sorry, I'll stop now. Last night I saw a YouTube video of the Dr. S train. Oh, the new one. Nice. Oh my god. Yeah, it's just... Josh, it's going crazy. Thanks, Josh. Very funny. It's now just constantly doing the red alert sound. Thanks. I'm going to get copyrighted now. Yeah. Alright. I know what to do now, so... At least that 400-meter terrible stop at JanekK was written out of the history books. So that's good, I suppose. Yeah, I'm almost at the where I can start monetizing advertising and YouTube Premium viewers on the channel, which is quite nice. Yeah, Dr. Yellow. Dr. Yellow finally getting retired is very sad, because that's been around since the 1960s. Dr. Yellow has been around since the introduction of the original line. Change it to AWS for fun? No, I'm not going to do that, because if I did that, then I'd automatically press the Q button every time. Alright, come on, buddy. Oh, very nice. Yeah. Full beans. Yeah, I just have to pre-change the radio to check. Actually, I could do that now. If I hit F, Stuha. Is that the only one? Radio channel 61, yeah. 61. Presetting that in the system. There we go. Also, I'm really looking forward to your, Josh, I'm really looking forward to your Expert 145, what is it? Not preview stream, first look stream, because I am a big fan of the Expert 145, and it's in my opinion, the best German locomotive in the game by a long shot, even surpassing the old Expert 101. It's hard to believe we've had the Expert 101 for 2 years now. That's pretty impressive. The red alert klaxon is more math. Come on, that's a Star Trek sound after all. That's going to be interesting. Yeah. Well, yeah. The Expert locomotives have a bit of a learning curve, but if you already know the Expert 101, like you do, then it should be relatively easy to swap over. And plus, you've got me, who's an Expert 145 driver, and likes driving it, so, yeah, there's a lot, I can run you through a detailed how to put stuff in, how to put the train data in, because it's a bit different to how the 101 works. And yeah, you have to reference the break sheet in front of you. That's what I'm going to say. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think I like it more than the Expert 101 because of the English localization. That English localization, especially for the fault system, is a godsend, genuinely. Like, it is amazing that to have all of the faults laid out in my own language, and I don't have to just blindly go around trying things. Just have to get to JanekK, and then hopefully we can uncouple those banking locomotives. Brems settle or something, right? I think so. Maybe. Also, yeah, it's pretty warm right now. If you hear any insects in the background, that's just That's just because, yeah, yeah, that's cool paperwork on the driver's desk. We actually have one right now. It's similar to this, just laid out a bit differently. Yeah, the paperwork, you do have to reference the paperwork on the driver's desk, and I will, like, yeah. I might, after the stream, send you a detailed rundown on how to put stuff into the system. It's a bit similar to how you put data into the MFD version of the Expert 101. Like, it has the screen where you have to put the data in. It's a bit similar to that, but the data that you put in is a bit different. We are losing speed at full throttle with 2 banking engines. This is steep. Yeah. Cool paperwork, yeah. The Expert 145 has some interesting... Also, I never noticed this before, but why is this signal so high above the track? What? That's very interesting. Yeah, thanks for all the super chats and jewels, Josh, because, yeah, that certainly helped my morale with getting this scenario done. How's performance? 36 FPS? Not bad. For this route, yeah, I learn best by doing. I'm not a good read and do learner. I know there's a word format, but it escapes me. I could... They're retiring old D10 class. Oh, I'm not... Okay, I'll have to look that up, Leon. Because, yeah, the D10s are pretty old. What is that on the left? Is that like a prison? Weird. Or a factory of some kind, maybe. Look at the scenery, though. This route is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, so my next video that's not members only is going to be something Japan related, but it will be completely out of left field and you will not anticipate it coming. I'm going to maybe post like one teaser for my next video, but you will enjoy it. Yeah. A word for it, not word format. Okay. Thanks for that, Josh. Alright, we are... Okay, banking locomotives are still giving me good performance up this hill. I think it's just because it's a steep hill. There we go. I'll still be glad for your help, Math. I didn't mean to imply otherwise. Yeah, no worries, mate. No worries at all. Yeah. Oh, there's a bloke. I think there's a bloke trimming grass outside. So if you hear like from like a lawnmower or something, then yeah. Sorry about that. If we could maintain 43 kph, then that'll be good. Yeah. The train data is a bit interesting to put in, and it's it's a bit interesting. It's a very different. It's similar and also different to how the Expert 101 puts in the system. Just so I learned by being instructed and doing, but I've been from reading and doing. If that makes sense. Okay, I get that. Right, come on, buddy, up the hill. I just have to. I'm just going to try to get this scenario done. Because the fact that we weren't able to get this due to an objective not completing is very annoying. Yeah, I'm going to... But actually, before I forget, I'm going to turn the Be Right Back screen on. And I am going to go to Streamlabs and change the alert for the jewels so it doesn't do the red alert sound. Because, no offense, Josh, but if... Yeah, I didn't know you could spam it like that. So here we go. Jewels. Subscribers. Hello. Oh, that's just a test one. Oh, just quiet. Come on. There we go. Let's see. change you over to that. Alright, there we go. Okay. Quiet. Alright. Fresh stream alert. Alright, we're back. Well, yeah, I don't know why jewels are a thing. It's a new thing in YouTube within the last 6 months or so. I don't get why it's a thing, but it's a thing, so... yeah. Yeah. This is why I normally play timetable mode over scenarios, because scenarios honestly can just bug out, like what we saw earlier. YouTube just updated. Thomas's 2 is just class no matter where you hear or how old you are. Yeah, it is a nice whistle, I have to admit. Yeah. I've got it set so the jewels will now trigger the Thomas whistle instead of the red alert sound like it was before, so if people spam it, it doesn't grate on the ears as much. More is $20, man, I'm not rich, chill. Yeah. I don't think anyone's ever dropped over like $20 on a super chat on this channel, so yeah. If someone drops like $100 or something, then I'll be very surprised. Like, yeah. Yeah, like if someone drops like $100, like, wow, okay, that's a heart stopper moment, that is. Up the hill, buddy. Up the hill. Come on. How much do you get out of a super? All of it, or does YouTube take a cut? I believe YouTube takes a 30% cut, I believe. So I'll still get a decent amount of money from you being a very nice bloke and doing the super chat, but yeah, YouTube will take some of it, unfortunately. I believe they've changed it recently. It used to be like 20% goes to YouTube, now it's 30%, which is really annoying. Maybe I should set up a Patreon or something. I don't know. N and M are right next to each other and I have fat fingers. Sorry, War Thunderman. Oh, yeah, no worries. Right, okay, come on, bud. Up the hill. 1.5 kilometers to Germania, track 2. Let's just keep climbing this hill. $30% is a steep cut. I'd set up a Patreon or a Buy Me a Coffee. I actually did have a Buy Me a Coffee for a bit, but no one donated to it. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I might turn off like YouTube monetization and just put it all through. As a smaller creator, you should be keeping more of your revenue stream. I totally agree. Alright, shut it down. Let the speed start coming back naturally. Use a bit of engine brake just to slow us down. Got a shunting signal. Yeah. I don't know, yeah, what I would... yeah. But the trouble is, my bank is quite conservative, so I don't know. They called up my brother over a Buy Me a Coffee donation, which they thought was fraudulent. So if you set up a Patriot, I'll keep YouTube though. Yeah, I just like how easy it is to set up everything through YouTube, and then I'd have to redirect people to Patreon. It's just incredibly annoying. I think we'll get a much better stop than we did before at Germania. Nobody gonna spam in your stream? Well, yeah. Yeah, here we go. Let's get it down to around 10 kph just so the speed is controllable. I just want to get the Thames Valley branches mastery done so I don't have a big empty hole at Windsor and Eton Central. But yeah. Also, viewers, go check out my Thames Valley branches review. It took me a while to do, so please go check it out and hype it if possible. Like it, hype it. Because, yeah, it's not doing that well. The algorithm's kicking it really hard, so... yeah, that's the only shameless plug I'll do today. Because, yeah, I really want that video to do well because I put a lot of effort into it. And plus, I'm a local to the Marlow branch, so... YouTube is easiest for people as they can usually use their mobile wallet for payments. Patreon would be more dedicated. Yeah, that's why I don't want to set up a Patreon, because it's just so much more specialist and I just don't have that that kind of money. The dead man's switch is actually this button here next to the tap changer, throttle, whatever it's called. Throttle. Alright. Like, hype, and share. Don't forget to like the stream too, folks. Thanks, Josh. Yeah. Yeah, let's just... yeah, I want to try and get this stop as close as possible, because, yeah. Ooh, 2 meters. That's decent. Let's leave you on like 50% for now. Engine brake is on full, so we won't have vigilance. Your feet and you need to hold it. Some of them operate like that, but the foot pedals are the sander and the horn in this. Right, okay. Let's go uncouple those vehicles, those banking engines. Might as well do it the old-fashioned way. Ah. Yeah. Yeah. Those, that fund will, the super chats that you put in, Josh, will be very helpful for my Tadami line fund. Oh. Very nice. Class 843. Complete with branding. Yeah. I do like having České dráhy branding, but yeah, unfortunately, that's only available on console if you use Creators Club liveries. On PC you can get a branding patch by JanekK on the Train Sim community website. Alright. See you, chaps. I will continue on. Yeah. Banking is actually not done by radio in Czechia, it's actually done by whistles. Right, okay. Radio channel change 61. Hopefully that will... AFK for a moment. Sorry, Ben, about to get off the train and into the car to drive home. I'll be back in a tick. See you in a moment. See you in a minute, Josh. Don't go anywhere now. Well, I'm not going to go anywhere. I'll still be here, buddy. And I still have a scenario on Mittenwaldbahn that I want to get done too, so this is really annoying. We haven't even gotten done with our first scenario for today. These masteries are really annoying to complete, I have to say. And I have to get them done for every single route. Right. Second man seat back into position. Release the brakes. Let's go. Notch 3, maximum speed. Uh-oh. We're over-torquing it. I think we have to wait a moment for the brakes to release. Put it in quick release temporarily. Come on, buddy. Here we go. maximum speed. Okay, full speed ahead. We have to go via radio channel change 61, which, if I check again, yeah, basically in order to get past these go via radio channel locations, you have to preset the channel, otherwise, before the objective comes up, otherwise, at the start of the scenario, otherwise, it as proved by me, it just breaks. Which is really annoying, but hey-ho. Right. And then we have to stop at Turnov track 21. That's what college means. It means track. Let's go. Here we go. I have no idea what you mean, War Thunderman. Here we go. Finally up to a decent speed. Cut the throttle. Yeah, I think this is definitely a better run of the scenario than I did previously, so that's good. Got a much more accurate stop at Germanice than I did last time. Right, brake, 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 brake. And the good thing about using the engine brake, the locomotive brake to slow down is, it turns off the vigilance system so it doesn't yell at me. Alright, this will be a time for adding a little bit of train brake. There we go. This thing doesn't have an engine brake. This thing is called engine brake, but it's not. It's technically a locomotive brake for whatever reason. Yeah, it's technically a locomotive brake, but it's called an engine brake. Don't ask me why. Flat bit of terrain, so wait a minute, what's that on the right? Oh, it's just some rocks and some fallen... Oh, wow. I didn't know how detailed this was. There's like rocks, fallen branches. That's so cool. I thought it was like a campsite at first. Yeah, this has an engine. I just want to get this over and done with, you know. Oh, we have tail markers on. That's excellent. Oh, glitched the camera into terrain. Yeah, that's pretty dang funny. All right. Slow down, buddy. We have a 60 limit coming up. Yeah, this is a really good unit. Like, both types of motive power included with this route, the 750 and 843, are both phenomenal units. Like, yeah, this route is just so good. Genuinely. This route is incredibly good. Brake, 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 brake. Like 8% train brake on the go. What's he do? Have to be extra careful to go across this very nice viaduct, little viaduct here. It has scenery. Such good scenery on this line, genuinely. This... I wonder if I should put this route on a review queue for the future. The difference between train brake and locomotive brake. Train brake operates the brakes in the locomotive and all the wagons, while the locomotive brake operates the brakes in just the locomotive. So yeah, locomotive brake is less powerful and can release faster, so train brake doesn't need to be used as often. Alright. There we go. Oh, look at that, that is gorgeous. This evening lighting is just beautiful. It's just a pity I've already done the mastery for the Medway Valley line, and I can't do that again. Just really worried about yeah, that objective clearing, because if it doesn't clear again, I'm going to lose my mind. Oh yeah, here's the place where I took the screenshot earlier. Don't need to do that again. The in-cab signal, when this blue light goes off, I have to cancel the vigilance system. And it goes, because this route doesn't have in-cab signaling, it goes off remarkably often. All of the other 4 lights are for if the unit is running in an area with in-cab signaling systems enabled. This route does not have in-cab signaling, so the vigilance system just goes off constantly. This route does. Makes sense here because we're in a single track line. Yeah, there's no need for in-track signaling, so yeah. There's no need for in-cab signaling just because it's single track and all the signals do the job. But yeah, that just means the vigilant system goes off constantly if you don't have the locomotive brake on. Still paralleling the Dresden-Prague motorway. Sorry for the pop-in's pretty bad on this route. Like, it's extremely close to the train, but that's because this route has so many assets. They had to decrease the LOD for this route just to make it work on console, which I'm fine with, as long as the scenery's good. Can you open the window? Okay. Didn't notice that 70 limit until you're right on top of it. Dang it! Yeah, there it is. Oh, we only passed it at 71. Okay, that's good. There's a house right beside the track there, interestingly. .2 kilometers to go. Oh, the station. Track here is like my country, only single track. Yeah. Vietnam has some cool railways though. It would be cool to get a country other than Asia, Japan or China in Train Sim World at some point. And yeah, like maybe... Yeah, it would be. Like, Vietnam has some really interesting railways. Oh, we need to get some throttle going. Notch 6. Beans. Sounds like I'm firing up a jet engine. Oh my word. It does sound like I'm firing up a jet engine. Full throttle. Start going downhill again, so I'll cut the throttle. Give it some fuel. It already has fuel in it, but I assume you mean throttle. I don't need to. I've got the hill. I'll just let the hill give us some speed, and I won't. Yeah, this thing legitimately sounds like it has a jet engine in it sometimes, which it doesn't. The sound. Yeah, the sound of it is like this. Yeah, I mean the sound. Yeah, like this thing does sound like a jet engine. The sounds on this route are just phenomenal. All right, let's get the locomotive brake on just to hold us at 75 since we have a 75 limit coming up. Let's just check to make sure we've got channel 61 set, which we do. Got quite a heavy train on the back. No wonder we needed banking up to Germanische. Wait a minute, what's that? What is this? What was that? Oh, it's a... What is this? Oh, it's a road that, like, goes up into the forest. Fascinating. I've never seen... I hadn't noticed that before. Right, 75 limit coming up. There's the motorway again. How'd you get in here? Oh yeah, that'd be cool. That would be cool. Alright, come on, buddy. Station. There's a person glitched in the platform. Typical train sim world, that is. Alright, 1.8 kilometers till the moment of truth. If we could get past this objective, we're clear all the way to Turnov, and we can finally get the scenario done. I've had to restart this 3 times. So far. Oh, that evening sun is just gorgeous, but I do want to put the blind down a bit, because that's what I'd have to do in real life. Yeah. Because, yeah, we're looking straight into the setting sun. Well, actually, no, it's a game. I can just put it away. I don't want to use the blind. What am I doing? Alright, I do have an 100 limit coming up. Yeah, it would blind me in real life, and I would put the blind down, but... yeah. In-game, I'm not blinded, because it's my screen that's limiting the amount of brightness, so who cares? Here's the coolest bridge on the route. Look at this huge old viaduct. It's like a viaduct off of a Roman aqueduct. Very cool. Sichrov, 1.2 kilometers to the channel change. Yeah. There's like 15 to 18 part services where you just go, trees look like potatoes. That's just because I don't have the foliage quality set too high. Where's that reading light? Uh-huh. Ah, so it lights up that little timetable there. Yeah, I don't need that. Oh. Didn't have the instrument lights on. There we go. That looks a lot better. 500 meters till the moment of truth. I love the instrument lights on this unit. Best instrument lights in the game, bar none. Your PC doesn't like it? Yeah. Yes! Objective complete! Oh. Oh no. No! 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 Can I skip next objective? Hang on, I have an idea. I know... Oh, does the... I'm stuck... not work? Yeah. I think I have to come to a stop. Full stop. Crap. I'm resetting the physics anyway, so emergency. I have to come to a full stop for this to work. There we go. Right, now reset the physics. There we go. Set the LVZ system on. Radio on. Oh wow. Sig got updated in what? Alright, let's see. Are you going to work, or are you going to work? Not simplex, I need Stuha 71. It's the brakes going bananas, I think. Wait a minute! The objective completed! What? How did I do that? Oh, it's the radio going bonkers. I need to go back. Okay, I'm frantically messing around. Null? No. Alright, can I switch you off? It's not... Just press every button until something does something. Yes! It worked! I pressed something and it worked! Yes! Now shut up. I can turn you off now. Alright. Not 3. Stop. Okay, there we go. Off. Okay, it's not... Oh. Why are you not revving? It's not transmitting the amps to the... It's not transmitting amps to the wheels. Hang on. Why? Oh, the brakes are... The brakes are stuck. Cut out. And now release. Yeah, the brakes are stuck at 2 bar. They're not releasing. Is there a brake cutout button that I forgot to do? Hang on, hold to release brake cylinders. Will that work? Okay, I'll put you in cutout and lock the brake key. Lock. Alright. I just need the engine brake on to shut the LVZ system up. I got the objective complete. All I need to do is release the brakes and we can be on our way. Alright. Unlock the key. I think the brakes are broken. Hang on. There we go. All I have to do is get the locomotive moving and get it moving to turn off. But now I'm stuck. Hang on. Come on. Here we go. Distributor release valve. Let's see if that works. Actually, that won't work until... Come on. I'm so close to getting this done, and yet you're being annoying. Right, distributor release valve. Where are you, buddy? There it is. The brakes are stuck on. Why? Brakes are unlocked. Yeah, these brakes are stuck on. Why? Why are the brakes stuck on? Hang on. I'll look this up. See. If it's bugged, I'm going to lose it. The emergency brakes are stuck on. What? According to this, the emergency brakes have stuck themselves on. And the brakes are stuck at 2 bar. What? Why? Why is it the reverser moving? Is there a way I can reset the brakes? Red handle left of upper windscreen. Hang on. I think, okay, let's try holding the brake in quick release for a bit. See if that helps. Where's the emergency brake handle in this thing? There's a fan. Oh, if I just hold the backspace key. Oh, there is no emergency brake valve. Are you going to reset the brakes? Nope, it's still stuck, War Thunderman. Right, LVZ system off for now. Release you. So I can keep an eye on the brakes. Right, let's just hold it in quick release. I think the brake system has malfunctioned. Nope, the brakes aren't releasing at all. Try resetting the physics. Oh, hello. The brakes have released. What? Okay, brakes have released. Good start. Heating, ventilator. Yeah, the brakes are now in release. Come on. Please. Oh, over-torqued it. Hang on. Yes! Yes! I've done a thing! Oh, thank heaven. So the solution was to reset the train physics and then immediately set the brakes to quick release. Oh, man. And ladies and gentlemen, we are on the move again. What a frustrating scenario this was. I hope the mastery layer is worth it, because this has been a gigantic pain in the ass. 4 kilometers to go. Just please work, Mr. Train. Is the next signal green? Yes, it is. Yes! What a frustrating scenario. Yeah, these scenarios on this route are not for the faint of heart. You're going to... yeah, you're going to do a lot of... You're going to get very annoyed if you're not careful. War Thunderman, let's just say it's a British term for rear end. Come on, baby. Max, warp factor 8, Mr. Sulu. Right, come on. Maximum oomph. It's like a little station here. Right, come on. Yeah. If you leave the brakes too long in emergency, you have to reset the physics, it turns out. Oh yeah, we are motoring now. Oh, almost forgot to turn the LVZ system back on. What a gigantic annoyance this has been. What an annoying scenario this has been to complete, but at least once I get it, I won't have to do it again. Because Masteries are saved in the cloud, and even if I did get a new Dovetail Live account, I could just do it again. Go to get a train school and stuff for this game. Ah. Oh, wow. Okay, we are speeding. Okay, wow. Okay. Too much. Forgot to put the brakes on in time. Yeah. Leave the brakes in quick release or emergency for too long, and the whole braking system just breaks. And you have to reset the physics. How long have I been going for? 2 hours. 2 hours, and I haven't completed a single scenario yet. What a pain in the butt. Brake. Yeah, I think the whole yard area around Turnov's loading in, which is why the frame rate's gone down. Oh yeah, we are motoring now. Yeah, this route is not for the faint of heart. Okay, 40 limit. Okay, I'll start braking. 10% brake. Whoa, okay, frame rate has dropped. 20 FPS. Come on, slow down. 80%. Yeah, I think it's because I've got all the stuff around turn off loaded in. That's what's causing the low frame rate, because there's more stock there. Put it in quick release temporarily just to get the brakes released properly. Alright, there we go. .2 kilometers to go. Here we go, into Turnov. Finally. 3 restarts and a lot of annoyance later. I'll let you on a little secret, viewers. I was about to give up on getting the brakes released. Thank goodness I persevered, otherwise I would have been very annoyed. Let's get the brakes on a bit. Let's get down to around 20 kph. On the brakes. $500 meters to go. Oh, there's an 843 parked over there at the platforms at Turnov with an 043 coach. Once I get this complete, I have no idea what you mean, War Thunderman, so I won't comment. 2 hours of pain and suffering later. Yeah, these scenarios are not for the faint of heart by any means. Like, no. All right. Well, I think I'll do one more scenario after this. On the Mittenwaldbahn. And then I'll probably end the stream. 70 meters, so let's get the brakes on. 70 meters, so let's get the brakes on a bit more, down to about 10 kph. Full service. Ooh. Bit of an overshoot, but we're good. 7-meter overshoot, but we're good. Come on, buddy. Let's take a look at how you did today. Yes! We've done it, ladies and gentlemen. We've completed the mastery for Liberec, Stara, Paka, and we'll have a look at that before going on to Mittenwaldbahn. Come on, buddy. Only lost 100 points to speeding, and we got a platinum medal. Yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. Which means I can tick that off my list. Liberec Stara Paka. Complete. Alright, there we go. That's ticked off the list. Alright, we'll have a quick look at the mastery for Liberec Stara Paka, because I don't think many people have been able to do this. So, mastery, let's just check that in the menu. Liberec Stara Paka complete. A medieval market at the castle. Oh, okay, so that's near turn-off then. Right, so I'll spawn in on foot. Turn off. Actually, let's set up into 642. Turn off to Zalezhny Brod. Alright. So that's at the castle near Turnov. Oh, I forgot to enable it in the menu. Oh, I'll have to go back to the main menu. Hang on. That is a really cool shot. At Dawlish. Dovetail direct. Train Sim World 7, here we come, ladies and gents. And we are getting Train Sim World 7. We have to go back to the main menu and make sure it's enabled in the menu. Oh, dear. I don't know. I don't play British Railway myself, but I do know they're getting a HST, a Class 43, which is pretty cool, quite frankly. Dovetail Live, Mastery Rewards. Let's have a look. Medieval Market. Yeah, it's at the castle in Turnov, and it's automatically enabled. Let's just check. All the posters I want are on. Yes, they are. Liberec Stara Paka, 642, 917, 8th August, let's go. Class 43 is HST, correct. War Thunderman. Yeah, now we've got the scenario called Runaway. Scenario, but for this route, a scenario that was supposed to take 40 minutes took me 2 hours. Because of, yeah, multiple restarts. A Class 175 and a 125 HST. That's pretty cool. That you can get those in Roblox. Alright. Alright, let's go. There's a 750. Double header, very nice. 7 more stations. Ooh, whoa! 7 stations in an update? That's pretty cool. Yeah, I think the trouble I have with Roblox train simulators, it just takes so long to grind the trains out if you don't want to spend money, you know? So here we go. Here's the stairway up to Le Castle. Actually, no, this is up to a neighborhood. Never mind. It's just up here it is. Let's have a look. Oh. There's that. Oh, yeah! They've even got like an old style trebuchet. Sorry, bud, scoff some lunch. You're just in time to see the mastery for Liberec Stara Paka. It's a medieval market complete with trebuchet. So it's a very nice, it's a very nicely modeled bread. I assume these are local, like confectionery. Got some oranges, satsumas maybe. Trebuchet, Yeah, and then we've got some more stalls, some people sitting around, man reading a newspaper. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And can we launch dovetail map from it? Yeah, yeah, this clock is actually synchronized to the real time, by the way. So yeah. Alright, that's the mastery for Liberec, Stara, Paka. Complete. Only took me 3 live streams. Oh my gosh. That was such a pain in the rear end. Some of the masteries are easy to grind out, some aren't. That was definitely the latter. Yeah, okay, that medieval market mastery layer is pretty dang cool. And it makes the, I thought the medieval castle was a bit empty. And that adds some much needed life, so that's pretty cool if you can grind out the mastery. Right, next. Ladies and gentlemen, Mittenwaldbahn. Scenarios. Runaway. Level 2 difficulty. BR1 Deutsche Bundesbahn BR111. Save the day when it's not just time that runs away from you when you operate in anything but routine service to Innsbruck. Right. I haven't played Mittenwaldbahn in ages, even though it's one of my favorite routes in the game. If you want yeah, basically Mittenwaldbahn is the German-Austrian Liberec Stara Paka. Old rolling stock, steep hills, gorgeous scenery, that kind of thing. And yeah. Good morning. Today it's a straightforward trip to Innsbruck, and for once you can enjoy the nice weather. Wait a minute, I actually want to check my settings. Do I have speech turned on? Yeah, I do. Okay. Enjoy the nice weather. Straightforward trip to Innsbruck, you say? So yeah, the mastery layer is... the mastery layer that we're aiming for is a cable car that goes up this mountain that you can walk down. It's not this road. Oh yeah, you go down this road, left up here. It's signposted. You go left here. Wait a minute. Why is it already here? What? That's pretty... Okay. That's interesting. It's already here despite the fact... No, you can't ride it. Right. Sifa and Juicy. Right, let's go about 4 bar on the loco brake. Brake key is on. And Juicy is on. Cab lights to desk light. Signal lights are normal. Wheels protection on. Train lights on. Train heating on. Just make sure the signal lights are set. Yep, which they are. Alright. Alright, here we go. Let's put down the window. I do like the 111 for this route. Very decent locomotive. So yeah, is it just a route with the UFO? Dominic, I believe the route with the UFO is the Cathcart Circle line. That's the one that you're thinking of. There's a OBB 1020 Crocodile on its way in. Right, let's release the loco brake. Right, run up. Right. Next stop, Next up, Scharnitz in 5 kilometers. Alright, I just have to make sure to acknowledge these signals. Yeah. Train Sim Germany are... This 111 was originally a modern era red locomotive from the Salzburg to Rosenheim route, but then the Train Sim Germany gave it the retro treatment, so gave it the older safety systems, the Deutsche Bundesbahn blue and cream livery, different layout on the interior side of things. And they're doing the same with the BR140 on the with the BR-140 on the upcoming Neckartalbahn route. Right now, the BR-140 is a modern era locomotive on the Stuttgart-Heilbronn route, but with Neckartalbahn, it's getting a Deutsche Bundesbahn green livery and backdated interior, along with the Deutsche Bundesbahn BR-23, I think it is, which is the steam locomotive that's coming with that route. I might pick up that route and give it a review, I don't know at this point. I'm certainly not getting Neuenburg-Ingolstadt because I'm peeved about the lack of a new ICE unit and the fact that they're just recycling the old what's it called? The old ICE 3 yet again. Yeah, this route is really decent in terms of scenery. It's not Liberec's Stara Paka level, but it is dang close. It is gorgeous, especially in the wintertime. Alright, let's keep it climbing. Oh, we just have two cute little Silberlinge Endwagons on the back today. BR-406, the ICE 3, correct. Yeah, the ICE 3 is just... it's just really, really old. And despite the fact Trains of Germany are giving it a bunch of expert features and a new sound set, I'm just not interested in it one jot, simply because it's an old... it's such an old unit. It's unrealistic, but I really wish that TSG would remake Linke Rheinstrecke. Would make it lovely. Honestly, I'm a fan of the scenery on Linke Rheinstrecke, and with the Crocodile gameplay pack, that you can get on that route, like, the timetable is phenomenal, genuinely. There's so much you could do on that timetable. High-speed express runs, shunting. Oh, hello. No, just want it in run up. Right, easy does it. Alright. Yeah. This 111 actually layers onto Linke Rheinstrecke in that 1984 timetable. And you can do express runs with it on the... oopsie. Yeah, so like you could do express runs like up to 160 in some cases. Oh, we're actually coming up on the Austrian border, I believe. We're currently in West Germany. Does this chain use a tap changer? Yes, it does. Yeah, I'm currently taking it slow because I don't really remember how to drive this route because it's ages since I've been on it, but I acknowledged it! Yep, we just got tripped by an 1000 Hertz magnet. Despite the fact that I acknowledged the dang signal. Ugh. The timetable is phenomenal, I have it, but some of the mountains look really bad. On the railway on the other side of the river isn't there. I would agree, Linke Rheinstrecke isn't the best, but yeah, I think the timetable more than makes up for it, in my opinion. But yeah, you can disagree with me if you want, but yeah, in my opinion, I still like Linke Rheinstrecke is still one of my favorite routes simply because the timetable is just beautiful. You gonna speed up, buddy? There we go. I think I have the BR-111. This comes with the Fulda and Salzburg. It's a gameplay pack for Frankfurt to Fulda. You get the modern 111 and modern Endwagons and cab car. And a new timetable for the Kinzigtaubahn, which I don't have. And then a retro timetable, I mean. I hate Inducey because it doesn't pop up on the HUD like P's of B. I would agree with that. And yeah, and it comes included with Salzburg-Rosenheim. But this is the only route where you can get the backdated blue and cream 111, which is the one that I prefer because TSG gave it some much needed improvements, let's say. New cab interior, horn sound. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna be late today. Did you give up on the train problem? No, I actually managed to complete it, Leon. Yeah. I think we're coming up on the Austrian border. How long are we gonna be there? 1 minute at Scharnitz. Okay. That's a bit unrealistic because there's often long wait times at Scharnitz or Mittenwald due to border checks having to be carried out, because this route is set in the 1990s just before the Schengen area became a thing, so no free travel between the two countries yet, so yeah, there's often long wait times. So yeah, here is the Austrian border. Goodbye, West Germany. There we go. I think that did it. Alright, shut it down. We do have a neutral section. Honestly, I can see the German route for TSW7 being Salzburg to Munich if they're going to extend routes like they did with Dresden Leipzig. The trouble is, ZS aus. Oh, uh-oh. Okay, end of neutral section. Come on. Yeah. So strand routes that you did with Dresden Leipzig. Honestly, I would not want to see that because I find the Salzburg-Rosenheim route really boring. So honestly, I wouldn't want that to happen. Though having an improved Munich Hauptbahnhof would be pretty good. The only thing I don't like about TSG is that they tend to have a little bit of developer arrogance and don't tend to take feedback from late, of course, as well. Yeah, but everything that I owe the TSG has made is proper good. Yeah, like, TSG are genuinely, like, top tier developers. Like, genuinely. Like, they are some of the best of the best, and they've single-handedly pretty much kept the good German content going. Like, think of what Dovetail has made for German content recently. Dresden, Leipzig. Oh, bit of a... Didn't notice that stop was a bit early, but hey. Right. Who built this track? Train Sim Germany. I like Salzburg-Rosenheim because it's the only other route where you can run tours passenger services. That is true. This is true. And they really do need to soften their customer-facing approach, though. Yeah, a lot of developers do need to do that, but hey, it's not the end of the world. Their products are so good anyway that, yeah, I'm willing to tolerate a few minor niggles, if I'm honest. Next up, Giesenbach. Oh boy. Oh, I forgot this thing has a percentage throttle too, so I don't need to run this thing up and down. It'll just tap itself. I totally forgot about that. Look at this. The train can tap itself. That's brilliant. I forgot this thing has a weird throttle where one part of it is a tap changer and the other is a percentage throttle. I totally forgot that was a thing. They could be like just trains, good products, and good customer service, not trying to buy, but it can be both. That's why I prefer just trains, if I'm being honest, because they have some of the best customer service in the industry. Just flight too. Not joking. Their just flight stuff is excellent as well. I really like all of TSG stuff, but I really dislike some of their horn sounds, like the 101. They sound pretty bad. There are mods on the Train Sim community website that do fix those issues, but do fix a lot of those issues. But yeah, I would tend to agree with you on that one. But in my experience, it is pretty hard to get good horn sounds, genuinely. So. Oh, why aren't we getting power? Hang on. Come on, buddy. Tap up. There we go. I wonder where the German core will start this year. I'm certain UK will be getting the core plus extension with the ECML, but Germany is boggling me. I've seen a lot of people thinking about Nuremberg to Würzburg, which would certainly be an interesting concept. But, yeah. Do you think Munich to tie in with the Nuremberg? I don't know. the only thing I'm really hoping for with the German core is an ICE 3 Neo or an ICE 4. Like, come on. Like, we're in bad need of a new ICE. The ICE T isn't exactly a fresh unit. It came with the Kazigtoban 2 years ago, and it's not exactly a, well, it doesn't exactly sound good, to put it mildly. Also not sure why CIFA not being audible on the exterior cam of the 101 expert is still not fixed. They fixed that on the 145, but not on the 101. Which is honestly fine by me because, well, I just don't drive the 101 expert on the exterior cam. TSG aren't perfect, but they are pretty close to perfect. Not as perfect as All Aboard Studios or Just Trains, but they are very close to perfect. How much do you want to bet TSW7 Core will have an ICE 3 Neo or ICE 4 and a München-Neuenburg Express coach layer? If it's Munich to Ingolstadt being the core route this year, that'd be insane. Also, my new INI file fixes seem to have fixed the performance on this route. It used to perform a lot worse than this, but now, yeah. Oh, coming up on Giesenbach. Oh, and the power switched off. Did I over-torque it? No. Yeah. This is the last scenario I'll be doing today. I think their best move would be dropping a Berlin route with freshly rolling stock and the ICE 4 or ICE 3 Neos, the deluxe logo. Berlin, please. Like, please, for the love of everything, we need Berlin. Berlin, at least a chunk of the Berlin, what is it, U-Bahn? S-Bahn? Can't remember. Yeah, I know we're running a little bit late, but I'm still getting used to this route and the annoying tap changer on this unit, so yeah. A little bit of an overshoot, but we're good. There we go. Giesenbach. So yeah, we are currently here. The most interesting section to drive is this huge hill down here, which gets to be like 4% in some areas. Yeah, this route is still, to this day, single track. It's a very tough railway. And to think it was constructed like going on for 130 years ago is incredible. Right, Seefeld in Tyrol. 50% power. There we go. Really should try some of those German tap changers. I think I have a few. Yeah, you have the 111, you have the 103 with Link Rheinstrecke, 110 with Bremen Oldenburg and Link Rheinstrecke. Yeah. But knowing Dovetail Games, that they did make a Berlin route, they had set the timetable in 2013 to avoid making new rolling stock. I would 100% agree. Dovetail do that kind of thing, and it's really annoying. Though, to be fair, I imagine driving the Expert 145 would be a ton of fun. How do you know my DLC better than I do? Well, I've played this game for a while, okay? Alright, let's start DU. 40% maybe? Oh, by the way, for people who know, what does this ZS aus thing means? They're just lazy? Yeah, I would agree with that, War Thunderbrand. Compared to like 30% just to hold our speed. 35. Yeah. Having a percentage throttle on a tap changer is very nice to have, I must say. Instead of having to manually tap it. By the way, if you're getting the Mittenwaldbahn, consider it carefully because this route is pretty tough. Like, genuinely tough. This route is really tough. Like, Liberec to Stara Paka is child's play. Isn't that the electrical train supply? Hang on. Oh. So how do I turn it back on then? Should I get this game? Oh, it's the train heat. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Interesting. Yeah. So yeah, what you get with this route, Sdggmrss aus, train line power is off. Thanks for looking that up. So yeah, that's controlled via the train heat switch. So if I turn that off and back on again, there you go. That's the button. Oh boy, yeah, 3% uphill. Yeah, and this is really high up above sea level. I should point out, I think at its highest point, it's like 1,200 meters above sea level. I found this route pretty easy in the 1020. I haven't tried the 111. The 111 makes things a bit easier. The 1020 is honestly the tougher unit to drive on this route. Yeah. Yeah. Did I get this game? If you want to get Train Sim World War Thunderman, you should probably just get routes that interest you, because getting everything will cost you thousands of dollars. 3.6 kilometers to Seefeld. Yeah, it's after Reith, Seefeld, where the routes really starts getting tough. Having the percentage throttle above the tap changer makes this a lot easier. Whoa, okay. Than it would otherwise. Set the Google Translate thing to our train chat. Thanks. Thanks, Josh. Thanks, Josh. Oh, I just lost my chat monitoring trying to look at that. Ag. Hang on. Ooh, new review from DC 4260 Productions. Alright, there we go. I've got it fixed now. Yeah, there's usually a free route each year, and there's a free edition each year. Last year was Spirit of Steam, year before was Sherman Hill. Yeah, otherwise, I don't think I would have ever gotten Sherman Hill if it wasn't for that giveaway. Because, I'll be honest, it's a pretty boring route. It's good for the layers on for the AI on Cajon Pass, though. Yeah. I might pick up the BNSF GP60 by High Iron at some point. It seems to be a much more decent product than their Santa Fe pack, so who knows, it might actually be a decent, you know, product. Oh wow, wait a minute. Look at that mountain off in the distance. This is gorgeous. This is a gorgeous route. Same actually, and I agree with you 100%, math. Yeah. Alright, 40%. Come on. Yeah, the tap changer is a bit finicky, I'll be honest, but yeah, once you get the hang of it. They always pick a terrible route to give out for free, so I'm expecting something like Peak Forest. Yeah, Spirit of Steam. I already had it. It was one of the first routes I ever got, and it's pretty terrible. It's only really good for layers on, like, the Just Trains VR era stuff. I loved Sherman Hill as a kid on TS Classic. Well, the thing about Sherman Hill and TS Classic is there's a lot more different types of Union Pacific rolling stock on the TS Classic Sherman Hill. This year might be a German route. What's the betting they give away to Feldtische Ludwigsbahn? That's the... Okay, I'm calling it. Feldtische Ludwigsbahn giveaway this year, ladies and gentlemen. I'm only guessing. That's just what I'm thinking it could be. Yeah. That would be good for me, though, because I don't have the Feltische Ludwigsbahn. Yeah, it's a reasonable assumption, Josh. Give away the rapid transit. Bugger off, I have that already. Rapid transit giveaway would be good, because then I could have the Leipzig S-Bahn layers on the Leipzig-Dresden route, which I don't have at the moment. Yeah. I hope there's like at least a 90% off sale on the rapid transit so I can pick it up without it breaking my bank. Because I don't... yeah. Wish it would just separate rolling stock from the route as separate files so we don't have to keep unnecessary routes installed. I 100% agree. It's just an annoying way this game is set up. I don't want to pay for that route, it's just so bad. The Leipzig S-Bahn tunnel doesn't seem too bad, but yeah, the rest of the route just seems meh. Yeah. Seefeld? Wow, okay, we are motoring into Seefeld. This is one of my favorite stations. Very nice. Ludwigsbahn is pretty good with variety, so I don't think so. They usually pick routes with like one service type. True. And the instrument lights up a bit. Right, so we've got Reith next. I already have the Ludwigsbahn, so it'd be bad for me, but it would be good for others. Ludwigs isn't half bad. Honestly, I've been flip-flopping on picking it up because it has the wrong ICE 3 variant for that area. With that, it's the ICE 3M, but it's supposed to be the ICE 3MF with the French safety systems, and that's buggy, and that bugs me. I loved Rapid Transit when it came out with the OG 182, but nowadays it's insanely outdated. Yeah. If any German route deserves the remaster treatment, and I mean like full GWE style remaster, not the Köln-Aachen remaster. The standard Ludwig's timetable with no layers is just an ICE 3 and a 423. It's not that great. Yeah, I think... yeah. Though, one thing about the Feltische Ludwigsbahn is you can actually drive a TGV on it, which is pretty interesting. It's only one of 3 routes in the game, besides the LGV Mediterranee and the Southeastern High Speed, where you can drive the TGV duplex realistically. Layers on Dresden, Leipzig aren't that much if that's you're looking for. Honestly, I just want to... I would love Rapid Transit if it isn't given away to go on like a, you know, 90% off sale. The Köln remaster was a community member's work. The East Coastway remaster is a better route to use for a poor remaster, as that was actually a dev studio. I like the East Coastway remastered. I think it was actually a decent remaster, genuinely. And I like driving the 171 on it because I've actually been on a 171/2 from East Croydon to London Bridge, I think it was, not too long ago. So yeah, it's a bit of a personal connection there, and I also think the timetable variety is just very, very decent. The TGV should be drivable on Köln-Aachen as well. What it really should be in is in a Thales livery, but we don't have the license for that. But yeah, the fact that it isn't drivable is incredibly annoying. It's there and it stops at both Köln and Aachen, but it doesn't. Yeah, you can't compare a single community member to a dedicated development studio. That's not really fair. Okay. What I have a problem with the Köln-Aachen remaster is the wording. A remaster should add the TSW6 features to the TSW6 features to that route and to the rolling stock included. the Köln-Aachen, quote, remaster was more of a visual refresh that brought the route up to TOD4 and really didn't do anything else besides that, apart from adding a couple of MFD screens on the ICE 3M. Like, if we could, like, I would love to, yeah, like, that it's not the Köln-Aachen remaster itself I have a problem with, it's the wording of what it's the wording behind it, not the remaster itself, if that makes any sense. I just wanted more routes where I could drive the towards Eurocity on the Sdggmrss. It stops once, and a railjet would be amazing too. Yeah, that's the problem I have with the Sdggmrss. No night jet, no railjet. And yeah, that annoys me. Oh, hello. No, that's fair. I agree with your point. That's just another detail game ball drop. I just feel like this Foles fella is getting a raw deal because it dovetails poor marketing. There is another sticking point I have with the Köln-Aachen remaster, and if you load up the route with snow enabled, the snow textures are completely broken. Also, I'm pretty sure the 218 services on Köln-Aachen are completely bugged. There is only one service, by the way. But for me, it has one service, and when I try to play it, just spawns me in the middle of nowhere with no train. Personally, I don't have that service because that service requires the FALNS wagons from the what is it route? Rheinruhr-Osten? No. I can't remember what route it's called. No, Ruhr-Sieg Nord. And I don't have that, so I don't, yeah, so I don't see that service, so I can't comment on that. Okay, so this is where it really starts to get steep. We're at the top of a mountain, almost right here. And now, so we've got Innsbruck off this way. This is where we start going down the side of the hill, down into the valley toward Innsbruck. Yeah, we're running about 2 minutes late, but who cares? Alright, here we go. Next up, Leithen. I didn't end up getting the BR218. It says it layers elsewhere, so I don't own the route it's from, but it also needs that route's coaches, so I was confused if I would be able to use it or not. The coaches that come with it are N-Wagens, and the N-Wagen cab car is specifically adapted to run with the 218. So, yeah, that only really affects Hamburg to Lübeck. But yeah, if you want to run it on Mittenwaldbahn, then you need the Dostos from Hamburg to Lübeck. So, yeah. If you want to get the 218, I really recommend getting the Hamburg to Lübeck route first. So, yeah. Got the 145 instead. Well, the 145 is the better locomotive, I'll be honest, as a bloke who likes driving the 218. Also, the 218 is supposed to layer onto Mittenwaldbahn in its blue and cream livery, as it was a staple around Garmisch-Partenkirchen around this time, but it doesn't, so that's annoying. Still don't understand why some of the freight is still gatekept by the ancient Ruhr-Sieg Nord and the 363 add-on. Yeah, I don't like that. How Ruhr-Sieg Nord gatekeeps add-ons. It's really annoying. Yeah. By the way, if you're in the 1020 going down this hill, the locomotive brake won't be enough. So you will need the train brake if you're in the 1020 on this unit. In this tended escalate off, don't need it. It seems like the Hamburg-Lübeck is really required for the 218 anyway, but I'm glad I got the expert loco, that's going to be more fun. The 145 layers into more places. The 145 layers into basically, you know how the Vectron, the DB and Railpool Vectrons basically layer everywhere in, on modern era German routes. That's basically what the 145 does. It just uses that same code to layer basically everywhere, and then it also, like, almost every single modern era German route, basically, apart from Mittenwaldbahn, for obvious reasons. But, well, I think it could appear as AI on Mittenwaldbahn, so yeah. And then it adds a expert timetable and dedicated. And but a new Sdggmrss 738 tank, container and trailer wagon. Arg! Stop! Stop! Please stop. Okay, I think we're gonna make it. Phew. Turning on the emergency brake actually helped. Yeah. So it's a better Vectron, essentially. Yeah. And then it also adds... So yeah, there's also expert coupling with the... There's also expert coupling with the 145 to the new semi-trailer container wagons, and also to new expert versions of the ZACNS tanker wagon, the Sdggmrss intermodal wagon, and the Habins and one other wagon, which is pretty cool. And then yeah, it's also got a bunch of different versions too. So there's a ton of stuff it adds, genuinely. And also the expert timetable on the Leipzig to Dresden means you could do a full Leipzig-Dresden run in the Expert 101 and the Intercity Sturwagen cab car, which is also a nice touch. Yeah, like, the Expert 145 adds a ton of value. And also, since they added dynamic suspension, it's also a superb... Like, it's gotten just even better. You can use the engine brake for the 1020 the whole time where you're going downhill and maintain your speed. That's why I find it easier to drive. True, but it's very easy to over-tap the 1020 on the engine brake. It's just a bit too finicky for my liking, so I prefer using the regular brake. Hochzerl next. Yeah. Expert 101 Leipzig run, oh yes, and Intercity Sturwagen run too, all the way from Leipzig to Dresden and back. It's pretty decent. Like, you could, it's a bit slower winding run on the on the bypass line to Riesa, and then once you leave Riesa, you're up to... Oh, okay, this is the scenic part of the route, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the side of this. We're on the side of a mountain. Where you're then, once you're up to Riesa, you're into LZB and up to your top speed of 200 kilometers an hour, basically the whole way. The 145 is annoying to drive in driving passenger services because of the weird throttle mechanic. I would agree with that. It's much better on freight, I will agree. And also the PIS system, the FT95 passenger information screen, is very finicky. It's very annoying to drive. It's quite annoying to drive on the passenger runs, because also those passenger runs were built for with the 146 in mind, which is a lot more, you know, modern, which is a lot modern and a lot more modern and a lot faster. So, oh man. Okay, here we go. Here's my favorite part of the route. No, you don't, Josh. Also, look at this. Look at this bridge. This bridge is gorgeous. Look at the like, this is one of my favorite spots in Train Sim World. This huge bridge over this gorge right here. Isn't this beautiful? No, you don't need to do a brake hold on the 101, Josh. Basically, you have to do either 80 or 100% depending on how much cargo you have, and it won't wheel slip that easily, I'll be honest. Genuinely. It doesn't wheel slip easily, which is very nice compared to the 101, which does wheel slip easily. Right, keep it moving. 1.5 kilometers to Hochzerl? Yeah, you don't need to do a brake hold on the 145. You can just set the throttle and go, which is very nice. You don't need to overcome the parking brake or anything. Oh, hello. Inducee and acknowledge. Not sure if you know, but the 147 also substitutes for the 146 passenger services only on the expert timetable for Leipzig-Dresden. Really? The 147? Hello, Voyrage. Oh. That makes the 147 a lot more tempting, I'll be honest. But hey, that's what I meant. Cheers, math. That's handy to know. Yeah. Look at this. We're on the side of a cliff. This is the only TSW route that gives me vertigo. Yeah. Yeah. So 145, 146, 147. That's pretty interesting. I like that. But yeah, I think I'd prefer the 145 simply because it's a, you know, it's an expert locomotive. Very narrow gap between tunnel here. Do you mean do you need the Frankenbahn? Yes, you do. With the 147 is built with the Stuttgart-Heilbronn route in mind, which I'm not picking up, which... Alright, here we go. Yeah. What am I driving? This is a Deutsche Bundesbahn BR111 West German locomotive. And we are currently in Austria on our way toward not Salzburg, Innsbruck, Hauptbahnhof. Yeah, saying the Frankenbahn is absolute hot garbage on the console from what I hear. Yeah. I'm not interested in getting the Frankenbahn. Like, the only reason I would get it would be as a layer for the, what is it called? The DBBR 420, but that's not out yet. Welcome to... Oh, I spy a collectible I can get. Hang on. Oh, I forgot to unlock the doors. Collectible. Come here, buddy. Doink. Luggage organized. So you shouldn't need it since local DLCs are not tied to routes nowadays. Should substitute into the expert timetable. Oh, hello. 1020. Very nice. That's what I was hoping for. Yep, this is Austria Voyrage. Wait for signal to change. Right. Yeah, this is a cool... I do like the 111. It's a cool unit. It's genuinely... Oh, hello. Why is my stream... Is my stream still going? Yeah, it is. It's just my... Yeah, wait for signal to change. Okay. I like to grab locos over routes as they go on sale more often. Yeah. The 147 looks like a decent unit, I'll be honest. I'd probably get it, the 147 over the 187. 187. Oh! That's a pile of garbage. Absolute garbage. It's blue. I instantly love it. Yeah, the RVH 145. It's such a nice change from the incredible amount of DB red. Why is this... The 187 is just the worst? Yeah, I would agree. And I haven't even got it. Why isn't the signal changing? 187 is just the worst thing in Train Sim World. I would have... Before the Class 90 got fixed, I would have said the Class 90 would have given it the 187 a run for its money, but now the 187 is most definitely the worst locomotive in Train Sim World. Signaler says, do not depart. The freight train to pass just reported brake application. We have concerns about a runaway wagon. Eh? Oh dear. A runaway wagon, eh? Alright. Reverse it to neutral then. It's not as if we're gonna leave. Wait for instructions. Runaway wagon. That's what it said. Guess I could just wait here. Runaway wagon. There's potentially a wagon on the loose heading downhill from that log train that just went by us. There really is a runaway wagon. Please immediately check the junction behind your train to make sure it won't collide with the coaches. No, it won't. Okay, it's an electric thing. I played this scenario before. Okay, well, no spoilers, JanekK. Hurry to the junction as indicated. Right. Right. Let me down. Don't want to crash. Don't. 100 meters. No worries, JanekK. You didn't know. It's fine. Okay. Wait for the wagon to pass. Okay. So there really is a... Yeah. There really is a runaway wagon. Yeah. I will... yeah, I'll start winding the stream down since this is the last... Since we're almost finished with this scenario, I think. But, yeah. I will have a TSW video coming out during the week. It won't be a review. It'll be something I'm keeping a surprise, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, there'll be a members-only video on Sunday. There'll be another stream like this on next Saturday, probably doing more Mittenwaldbahn scenarios. And then, yeah. Oh, hello. Tut-tut. Oh, boy, this thing is moving. Stand out of the way. Oh dear. Skill issue. Skill issue. Awesome stream, Math. I enjoyed it. Thank you. It was a wagon. Runaway wagon isn't ideal. Looks like the line will be closed for some time. The fact that it's only going that slowly, considering the hill is that steep, is pretty interesting. Normally, it would just go about 100 miles an hour and derail, so... Yeah, at least I wasn't driving. Yeah. Platinum medal, no points lost to speeding. Thank you kindly. Ooh, we got a good stop at Reath. 0.6 meters, that's what I'm talking about. How do we stop that? We don't. Alright, so I'll just let's go platinum. Yep. I do have something to say, though. So, yeah, the stream next Saturday will be will probably be two more Mittenwaldbahn scenarios, and I'll let you know the names of them in a minute once it loads. So we go Mastery, Mittenwaldbahn. So yeah, we've got two more scenarios to go. We've just completed the Runaways scenario, so that's one of them ticked off the list. So yeah, we've got two more scenarios on the Mittenwaldbahn. We have a Shovelly Time, push a stranded 111 to safety up the challenging gradients, and then Kufstein Kerfuffle, a bridge collapse in Kufstein has caused additional traffic to be routed via the Mittenwaldbahn. Expect a stop-start journey, starting at Innsbruck Hauptbahnhof. So yeah, those will be the two. So yeah, a Shovelly Time and Kufstein Kerfuffle will be the two scenarios we will be playing next week. So yeah, that'll be all for this stream, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. This is one of the few routes where the actual scenery mastery reward is before the postal decal reward. Yes, I also noticed that a similar route to that, before I end the stream, is also... I'm trying to remember which one it is. Aha! Preston Carlisle also has the same thing. You unlock the Morecambe Illuminations at Tier 1, and then this Cumbria poster is Tier 2. But anyway, that'll be all for this stream, everyone. Thank you all so much for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, go watch my Thames Valley Branches review, and please like and hype that, please. That's really cool. Cheers, Maverick. Catch you on the next one, bud. Enjoy your weekend. See you, Dominic. See you, Josh. Thank you very much for joining up, and I'll see you next week. And yeah, tomorrow, new members only video, new TSW video during the week, and then another stream on Saturday. So yeah, I'll see you all then, and goodbye.